What's up, YouTube? It is me, the ArtisanMc, and I feel the need for gas. Thank you guys for showing up today. No, I'm serious. I know the line. I know the line. I feel the need for speed, and right after I get through this green light, I'm gonna get some speed. So that's what I'm joking. Thank you guys for coming through. Um, Sorry for the delay, but I left the movie theater. I had to run back to work to see if I left my work phone there, and I did. I didn't lose it anywhere else. It was still sitting in my van, so I'm good. So now I can get on with the movie review and not be thinking about where the hell is my work phone. Um, Shout out to Malika showing up early, saying, "Peace to the fan artist in this league. Do you feel the need for speed, and have you lost that love and feeling?" Um, I do feel the need for speed. I'm only doing about 50 right now. But when I was coming back to work, looking for my work phone, I was speeding, and I did hear that song in my head, "Highway to the Danger Zone." It's just what it is, man. It's just what it is. Look, I had a good time in this movie. I had a good time in this movie. At some points, this motherfucker did have me on the edge of my seat. I was tense. I was trying to think of the adjective to describe what I was feeling exactly, succinctly, in just a one-word phrase while I'm thinking about the movie and trying to get back here to find my phone. And I'm thinking about it. What did I feel? What's up, Dr. T? And what I was thinking, like, I was tense. It was tense. I mean, I was having outward, Negro moments in the theater, like, oh shit, you know, out loud in the theater with everybody else in there. I was actually emoting verbally in the movie and laughing at some points verbally in the movie because it was funny. I was like, damn, this is one of the things I was thinking about. And like, share, subscribe, support the streaming if you feel so inclined. This is one of the things I was noticing about this movie that I was thinking about while I was driving back. How clearly, how much fun it is to watch a movie and don't know the ending. Have nothing fucking spoiled for you. I think this is where geek movies is fucking it up. There's too many people giving you spoilers about the damn movie. That you're so saturated with information about the movie, the production, and everything else, it never rises to that real feeling like, oh my God, this was something unexpected. And so the storytelling is doing a good job, and the movie making is doing a good job of keying into the emotion points, getting me ride, get me on that ride, and making me have these emotional reactions. So I'm not sitting there in the theater. Yeah, I heard about that. So I'm not watching shit. I'm I can really say that I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I did. I had a good time in this movie. A lot of nostalgia beats, but they're not fucking cheesy nostalgia beats that will piss you off. Like, oh, here we go with this. The only part of the movie that I thought gave me a groan, the only part of the movie that gave me a groan was the fucking love scene. And I like Jennifer Connelly. I was like, who gives a fuck? Is this Penny Benjamin? I'm saying that Benjamin. I said what her last name is. Calling her Penny. Unauthorized flyby on an admiral's daughter. Is that Penny Benjamin? I guess Penny Benjamin was a real person, and then you get to see her in this movie. As far as I was concerned, that's who the hell it was. Everything else fits. She knows how to sail. She doesn't have anybody disrespecting the Navy. Sound like an admiral's daughter to me. So it was Penny Benjamin. Good, and we're back. Yeah. Dude, I would say this. I was thinking of reasons for people not to see this movie, just because I know, the naysayers and the bitter bitches will be out, to say something about it. So I'll say this. If you don't like military movies, don't go fucking see this movie. Don't go see the movie. If you don't like your war movies, in a sense, don't go see this fucking movie. If you don't like Tom Cruise, don't go see this fucking movie. If you don't like Miles Teller, don't go see this fucking movie. If you don't like the idea that your country does some things that can be considered right, but don't understand that every choice is not an easy one, don't go see this fucking movie. And if you were somebody who just is the negative Nancy and ain't got nothing good to say about anything in the military, oh, it was too many white folks and it was military and they bombing some other unnamed country and shit like that, please do not fucking go see this movie. Don't. If you don't like 80s movies, don't go see this fucking movie. If you didn't like the original Top Gun and thought it was all gay and all the rest of that shit, don't go see this fucking movie. There's a review for your ass. Reasons your ass should not go. Because I don't want to hear necessarily anybody talking about, oh, it was a shitty movie and it was this, that, and the other. Man, go fuck yourself. Honestly, go fuck yourself. I have more of a good feeling seeing this movie as I did with Ghostbusters Afterlife. It was a movie made by people who cared about the original material and paid some respect to the original material. That's what happened in this movie. I was glad that he held off putting it out for a whole nother year during the COVID. I told y'all, I got my Top Gun Maverick metal tin bucket sitting at home already. I've had it for over a year. You know why? Because the movie was supposed to come out a year ago, and Tom Cruise held that shit off. Like, nah, we want the people to come back to the theater first. But the movie theater still had all them damn buckets. So I got my Top Gun bucket, my popcorn bucket. Cool. I should have brought it. They should have made some more. I don't know, metal prices fucked up. I don't know. But I enjoyed the movie. It paid a lot of respect to the first movie, amplified the action from the first movie in the second movie. And that was one of the things I was majorly wanting to see. Because here's one thing I noticed about this movie, sitting in the movie, right, watching. I don't hate Tom Cruise. I don't hate Tom Cruise. Is he the best actor in the world? No, he ain't got to be. It's a whole bunch of people been acting forever, ain't good as shit, ain't won an award for nothing. A whole bunch of people. But what I respect about Tom Cruise, the motherfucker gets in there and works, and he is active. He's physical. He always tries to give you a good performance, no matter what the fuck you doing. And mind you, I've been watching Tom Cruise since the fucking Outsiders. Long time. Never really had a problem with Tom Cruise. Everybody talks shit about him, be crazy, all the rest of that, Scientology. Why do I give a fuck? I'm not going to his church, and I'm not spending his money. Dumbest thing I thought he did was marry Kate Hudson, goofy looking ass. That was the dumbest thing I thought he did. And trying to sell it as how happy he was. Like, fuck that bitch. Ain't she sucking Jamie Foxx's dick now? With your baby? Fuck her. That's the dumbest thing. And things related to that shit. But other than that, I never had a problem with Tom Cruise. Never. he makes movies for people who actually like having an action movie without it being too fucking silly. And he's always physical in those movies. If you want to think about it, Tom Cruise movies is probably one of your last bastions for masculinity in cinema. Because men act like men. They ain't all squishy. Now, I will say this, Malika, because you like throwing out spoilers. I don't know if you've seen the movie yet. If you want to say this is a passing of the torch movie, because I've heard somebody else mention that, this movie did a better job of passing the torch than Bad Boys 4 did of passing the torch, because that was fucking goofy. That's why you've never heard me talk about that shit, because I didn't like that last Bad Boys movie. Didn't like it. Like, shit. That's goofy. Now, this Top Gun, I'll tell you this, because it's a different age, different time frame. There's more women in it. That's just white folks, and more black people in the shit. Get used to it. That's just what the fuck it is. Now, where I work, I see this all the time. There's a whole bunch of races all running around in that part of the military. It is. So, seeing that represented on the screen and having to be accurate to what you already see, not a problem. Now, little female that they got in that role, I'll tell you this, she did a better job of acting like she fit in with those macho, hella ego dudes than that bitch Reva did in the Obi-Wan show. Yeah, I added the bitch because I'm not liking that character at all. Not liking it. This chick did a better job of that, because it's actually believable in some senses that, okay, well, maybe she did make it through Top Gun. After all, she's just flying a fucking plane. What is 10 G's to somebody who only weigh 100 pounds anyway? And you small, you fit in the cockpit, you can fly anything. As long as you can keep from blacking out, you should be fine. Believable. Because a plane does not give a fuck about your gender or your race. If you can fly the shit, you can fly it. And everybody gets trained. So what else did I like? One of the main things I wanted to see in this movie was how they did the cockpit airplane stuff. And from the trailers, it had me from the trailers. Because Tom Cruise actually put out the video in the trailer explaining the technology that they were using to shoot these scenes in the planes. The principal actors were in the planes. That's not fucking CG, that's them in the plane. So when you see them pulling G's and they face shrinking and shit like that and getting distorted, that's fucking for real. It's not a special effect, it's a practical effect, meaning G's are actually enacting on their body and you're seeing how their face looks from doing that shit. Thought that's awesome. That's respect to Tom Cruise, because he always wants to be in there actually doing it. That's how he is. Now, seeing these dog fighting scenes in this outside of the ones you saw in the commercial that look kind of goofy because that was possible CG, some of this other shit is awesome. For a dude who likes fighter jets like me, oh shit. This was Aviation Woody. It was. Fighter jets at speed, live camera showing, no CG. I was losing my shit. I was enjoying it. Enjoying the fuck out of it. Some of those scenes, I'm telling you, woo! There's one scene in this, I'm not going to spoil, but when you see it happen in like Act 3 during the finale, and there's something that a plane does, that ain't fake. That ain't fake. That's how that shit moves. That's how those new planes move. That shit was awesome. I was like, oh shit. I'm telling you, I was on the edge of my seat with this shit, watching the dog fights and stuff. Like, I'm right there, like, motherfucker, you about to eat shit. You about to eat it. About to eat it. Like, now, I'm not giving you much about the story, but obviously, you know, Tom Cruise is reprised his role as Maverick, Pete Mitchell Maverick, right? And in 80s, or not 80s fashion, I wouldn't say, but in older 80s movies fashion of making action movies, you call up your veteran, guy who's really seasoned and really good but hard to deal with, to come train this new generation, pass on his skills to the new generation. And this is one of the things that plays through this whole movie, which is about legacy. They don't say it outright that it's about legacy, but a lot of what happens in this is about legacy. Paying it forward, why you do the things you do, living with the decisions that you make, finding peace with the people in your life for the decisions you have to make. That's the whole shit with Miles Teller being Goose's son and him and Maverick having a strained relationship. There was reasons why Maverick did what he did, and it's because he's trying to honor somebody's memory. But the kid don't know that, so he just pissed at you for doing what you did. You don't know the reasons. And will probably never know, because if you're a person of any integrity, you'll never say something like that. As a man, you would take it on yourself. That's what Maverick does. He takes that hatred from the kid onto himself for something he's honoring somebody else's legacy for. That was touching. That was touching. Seeing this character go through what he went through and understanding his history. Understand, this is one of the reasons why I like books and series, and I like movies in series, especially if there's been a little bit of a break between the last time you've seen this character. It's always like catching up with an old friend to see what they've been through, what adventures they've had since the last time you saw them. This movie shows that. That's what it's like. You remember Maverick from the last movie. It's like, oh yeah, so what happened in the meantime? You find out what was happening in the meantime, along with progressing the story further. You don't dwell in the past, he's still moving forward into the future. I love that. When Dr. T say emotional labor for the kid's mother, yeah, Dr. T, it's exactly what the hell it is. That's exactly what Dr. T Hassan talks about all the time, that black males do for they mamas in some senses, and what men do in general, that emotional labor. He took the burden of making a promise to this kid's dying mother that made the kid hate him. Hate him. Because he didn't understand the reason why. And he didn't tell the kid that shit because as a man, no need to hate her too. That was awesome. I felt that shit. I'm like, yeah, fuck, that's a tough spot. Because as a father, I know I've had to make decisions like that. I've had to. And just know somewhere down the road, I'm going to find out that the child is mad at you for this thing on this day, but they don't understand why you did it. You know why you did it and what the other option was. You've tried to pick the lesser of two evils and they still hate you for that shit. You still have to carry that. You still have to live with that. Because you don't want to reshape their view of what they thought the other person was. That is emotional fucking heavy lifting labor. That's emotional slave labor right there. My God, dang. So him getting called back to Top Gun is for a mission. And one of the people that gets called up on this mission, obviously, is Goose's son, Rooster, played by Miles Teller. They have some conflict, right? But it's not just about him, because one of the things you'll see in this movie is that Maverick deals with PTSD from losing his best friend, of feeling the guilt of his actions cost his best friend his life. And he loved Goose. I don't know what happened in the world where one man can't say he loved another man that was not biologically related to him, and everybody see that shit and think, oh, that gotta be gay. No, motherfucker, it's called caring for people. And that was his best friend. What the fuck? Maverick still deals with that shit every day. That's what you find out in this movie. He's never stopped thinking about that shit. Never. If you want to parallel that first episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi, what do you see him dealing with? 10 years later, still dealing with the shit that he had to do to his friend, his brother. And having to cut him down and leave him for dead is still bothering him 10 years later. This is more of that emotional labor. This is what you deal with when you live life. Some of that shit you have to carry forever. You'll never forget it, no matter how hard you try. That endeared that character to me more, because it shows that he just moved on. Yeah, I just dropped it and moved on. No, it still affects him. It still affects him. What up, no one? Yeah. Same thing with Obi-Wan. Yeah, it looked like a badass scene. Yeah, he had the high ground. He didn't want to do it, but he did. What did it do? It cost him his fucking friend, his brother. He said that shit. That's the pain in his voice there. Well, my brother, what the fuck? Same shit with Maverick. But the other part that you don't see, there's another part too. And I'm not going to say it because I think that'd be too much of a spoiler. But watch the characters in the movie. Okay? Pay attention to the characters in the movie. Now, I like Jennifer Connelly being in this. I don't mind Jennifer Connelly. I go back with Jennifer Connelly to Labyrinth. She's always been, top tier for me ever since fucking then. Only problem, I don't like older than Jennifer Connelly. I'm sorry. I miss the boobs, Jen. I do. Call it what you will. I miss Jennifer Connelly with the boobs. Little beast things, I recognize that she's still attractive, but why you went so small? You got a fucking huge reduction. Like, Jesus. Is that cancerous? What? Other than that, I like Jennifer Connelly. She's funny. Her character, Penny, was fun. It was a good contrast to Maverick. It was a good contrast. And surprisingly enough, I bought into their relationship really quickly in the movie. Like, okay, they know each other. They got past history. She's going to make it work for her. Before she know, they're going to get down to it eventually. They're going to fall into that same old pattern. All right. Play a little harder to get. But one of the other things you get is some of the other characters that sprinkled around in there for Black folks and others that, are they completely fleshed out? No, they're not. They fucking movie. But you know why I think that's good? To answer Malika's question from earlier, or to play off Malika's question from earlier, it's passing the torch. Would you watch these characters in another movie if they did another one? Shit, who's to say a Top Gun franchise can't morph itself the same way Fast and Furious did? First Fast and Furious was about street racers. These motherfuckers now is damn near the Mission Impossible team. And apparently in the next movie they already went to space. We just waiting for them to hook up with the Transformers. That's it. We need Fast Formers. That's it. What else they gonna do? They went to space in the last movie. Street racer from the hood? In space? In a Fiero? Stranger things have happened. I pay to watch a bunch of movies with fucking that kind of cinematography in jet dogfights. I'd pay to watch that shit. I would. But I'm the kind of goofy dude that would go to an air show on the tarmac and just be looking up the whole time in awe, wishing I could fly one of those planes. Just be in it with somebody. Like shit, I will throw up in 2 bags if I can ride. I will. I gotta know. So very good character development, Maverick. I guess him aging back to Top is part of his journey. It is part of his journey. I like it. And the character development is not so much character development. You know who Maverick is. It's emotional depth. You see how much emotional depth he has about what he carries since that first movie into this one. What is he working with? Emotion. And there's one scene in here that Tom Cruise got me. I'm like, damn, is this the first time I've ever seen him do? No, it's not the first time I saw him do this, but in a movie, but he did it again. I'm like, damn, I'm feeling something right now. I'm feeling it. Like, goddamn, Tom, like, shit, bro. Awesome. Right? The other thing was some of the callbacks. Nostalgia, when it's done right, is good. This movie does nostalgia right, where it doesn't come across corny and goofy, and like you saw the pitch coming from a mile away. Like, oh my God, here we go. It wasn't there. I tell you, the only thing I was actually missing from this is one line is missing from this whole thing. And it's not a big deal, but it's one line is missing. I feel the need for speed. It's nowhere in this movie. That's the only thing. But saying that, it makes sense that it's nowhere in this movie because Goose ain't anywhere in this fucking movie. He's not. Goose is dead. So the line went with him. That was something him and his friend did. It would cheapen it if he was doing it with somebody else, because then it makes it just his shit and not something that him and his buddy share. See, that's the thing I don't get. I don't see why people don't get that shit, that guys can actually have a camaraderie where you actually care about each other like that. And it never used to be like, oh, it gotta be something sexual going on. Like, why does fucking male relationships always have to be demonized like that? Like, so fucking stupid, dude. It's so fucking stupid. Just stupid. But excuse me. I enjoy. Third act, stick for the third act. If you're into jets, you can name jets from seeing a silhouette and understand how they work, what they do, how amazing some of the shit is. Look, there's some of my favorite fighter jets in the world in this movie. Some of them. So I was thrilled. And I was thrilled with the way it looked. Was I expecting anything more from this? No, it's a standard movie where you get to go, enjoy the movie, leave with a good feeling. Be it on the edge of your seat, be tense, be sweaty, be like, oh shit, I don't know how they're going to get out of this. Not know what the hell is going to happen at every fucking beat. And then feel the relief when the characters feel the relief. And actually be happy when you're leaving the theater like, oh man, that was awesome. That's how I felt. I felt it was awesome. So, and I'm not saying that because anybody else told me it was awesome. I'm saying that because that's how I interpreted the movie. I thought the shit was awesome. I'd definitely like to see that shit again. Definitely. If I wasn't gonna stuff my face and take a damn shower, I'd go see it again tonight. Because why the fuck not? I've seen shitty movies recently. Might as well see something I actually enjoyed more than once. No one, I know how you feel, like you need the line, but here's the thing. I never even thought about the fact that it was missing until I left the movie. When I left the movie and was thinking about different things, it's like, oh, he didn't say that line. But that's okay. You know why? Because like I just, put it together. Goose ain't there. That's him and Goose's line. That's him. That's he and Goose's line. So he shouldn't be saying it by himself. Shouldn't be saying it. It's not something he would have passed down to his kid. It's not. They had a relationship like that. No. I will also tell you a reason not to go see this movie. If you don't like people respecting fathers, don't go see this fucking movie. If you're going to feel some kind of way that a son or a man close to him gives a fuck about fathers, don't go see the movie. You won't like it. You won't. You'll be looking for the mommy moment and it'll never come. It won't. So if that's going to be an issue for you, Bad Guys or some other shit is playing. There's other shit playing. There was a good message for fathers. And if you know anything, because Maverick does not have a wife and kids, he is the surrogate father to Goose's, that's a fucking Ventor Lamborghini. Fuck you doing driving that on the street like you trying to get hit? California, man, you see some shit. But yeah, there was a pro-father message. There was a pro-father message. And it was also a message about failing, trying to be a father and not doing it right. Having to own that shit. That's the whole thing with Maverick teaching. Maverick teaching is him stepping into that role of being a mentor and a father figure to people and being responsible for that outcome. And because of the shit that happened with Goose, he's kind of afraid of that. He don't have a problem risking his life at all. Not really. But if it comes to somebody else possibly being killed from his decisions, that's where his PTSD comes in. He's scared of that shit. He gun shy. He really is. He carries that fucking weight. That character carries that weight from all them years ago. And you can see in this movie how it has affected him in his career path since then. I liked Val Kilmer being in this. I did. I thought that was awesome that they actually had him in there. And I forget what's going on with him medically or whatever. But I've liked Val Kilmer for a while too. So it's like, fuck. Top secret, real genius. I mean, the dude is funny to me. He's a good actor. I didn't like his Batman so much, but what? I'm a shit on you completely for one movie out of all the rest of them that you've done that I've actually liked. Okay. What else we got? Lawrence was in this. I forget that actor's name from Insecure, but Lawrence is in it, playing Payback. I liked him in this. I mean, there was another scene in there where everybody got their shirts off and everybody buff, and all I kept thinking was like, these little young bastards. Making me feel fatter every day. I guess that's that old man jealousy. Like, fuck you, little Ripley bitches. You look like rattlesnakes. It was kind of upsetting. I was like, shit. I remember when I used to be fit, kind of like that. He's been fighting throat cancer, Sean. Thanks for the update. Okay, so it might not be a spoiler to say they worked that into the script. They worked that into the script. That was awesome touch to have in there because I could tell you from the trailers, I thought Iceman's ass was dead. I thought he was dead. And mind you, this is the benefit of not having spoilers for a fucking movie. I walked into the movie thinking Val Kilmer's character, Iceman, was dead. Right? Turns out he's not. He's in the movie. And even in the movie, he can't talk because of the throat cancer thing. Right? So I'm like, oh shit. Awesome nod. He's here. Cool. So maybe that's a spoiler. If it is, forgive me. Y'all know I don't like doing spoilers, but that was awesome. That was awesome. I like seeing Val. I didn't know he was going through throat cancer. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I remember when my buddy who died of cancer, Ron Bundrum, hallowed be his name in the comic shop forever, when he couldn't talk from the chemo and shit like that. He couldn't talk at all. And that was tough. That's tough because it's frustrating. It's frustrating as fuck. And to see a person who was very articulate not be able to talk and have to actually work through people in like sign language and shit like that is frustrating as hell. It's frustrating as all hell. Yeah. So shout out to Val Kilmer for that shit. Other than that, the action is top notch, dude. The action is top notch. I will say that's what had me on the edge of my seat. The pacing was good. They spent enough time. A couple of spots it felt like it jumped a little bit. Like we're going a little bit fast, or they having a lot of free time or whatever. But even training for a really serious mission, there is time that you're not training. You have to go to bed at night, and you still have to have a life and have to understand why you are doing what you're doing. So I wouldn't say I overlook, but I understand why there has to be that connection with people on the outside. Why Maverick has to have somebody he is actually tied to and finally thinking about, his life choices and stuff like that, and why everybody else parties and shit like that. That you have to connect with the human condition to appreciate the human condition when you do stuff that can end your life in an instant. You have to. It's just what it is. Some people I heard criticize the CGI. Look, I heard some people criticize this one dude in history. He said he was like the son of God or some shit like that, and he just wanted people to be good to each other, and they criticized his ass. They actually, I think they hung his ass up on some sticks or some shit like that. And even then, he was like, "Yeah, forgive them. I'll die. I'll take this for their sins," and they still criticize his ass. You're not in this age of hypercritical people, you and hypersensitive ass people, you are not going to get anything with no criticism. You're not. Give it the fuck up. I told you guys before, I piss off 3 people a day that I don't even know. And I'm nice. I'm nice. Why? Because people are always looking for a fucking problem. Always. People who produce nothing always are the most critical of everything because they produce actually nothing. Now, what did I see bad about the CGI in this? I heard one group of people talking, I think it was last week before, and they're talking about the scene where the jets fly in between each other and that it was critical. Or they were critical of it and thought, oh, that was definitely CG. It looked fake. Well, obviously, that's fucking CG. Obviously. But how bad is it only going to be? No one said only 3. It's like 3 that I'm counting. Anybody else, I don't give a fuck about no one. And I just pissed off somebody else right there. Too fucking bad. I don't see anybody running around this bitch worried about my goddamn feelings. I don't see why I should give a fuck about anybody else's. And they get pissed off at me because I'm being nice. Because some people are critical of everything because they're miserable motherfuckers. It's just what it is. They're just miserable people. They can't help but be critical. Now, to this comment about the CG not looking so good, I can remember not too many years ago that people didn't even like CG. Didn't even like CG. We've been complaining about CG since CG became a thing. So when I hear that comment, oh, it doesn't look this good, my next question is, compared to what? Please, compare it to what? Because from what I've seen in this, between the live action and the CG that was actually put in there for some of these scenes that you can't film any other fucking way, I'm good. Just move them closer together in the scenes. I know where you got that from, no one. I know exactly where you got that from. Stop repeating other people's dumb shit. Everything that somebody else says, you does not need to repeat because they say some goofy ass shit. They do. And half the time, some of the most uninformed motherfuckers with a big microphone saying a lot of dumb shit. Don't know what the fuck they talking about. Everybody talks about CGI now. Like they actually sit at a computer and make this shit. I don't know how hard it is to get something to look one way or not. Anyway, I got the explanation of a real fighter F-18 pilot who reviewed the trailers. Okay, well, he's an actual pilot. So, F-18 pilot. For somebody who actually sees these goddamn planes every day up close and personal, the CG is never going to look right for him. Are you fucking kidding me? It's never going to look right for him. And obviously, he would know the technical things like, oh, we wouldn't fly that close. You also know why you wouldn't fly that close? You ain't making a fucking movie, are you, dude? You're not making a fucking movie, let alone an action movie. What, are you pissed that you wasn't in it and then ask you for your opinion or what? Are you active or retired? Because I would tell you, if I was Tom Cruise making a movie with F-18s, the first person I would have went to is the fucking Blue Angels. Not whoever the fuck this dude was. And that's no insult to him. I'm just saying, there's water in the toilet, but do you want to drink it? You have to think about the shit you repeat from people and their background and why they're saying what they're saying before you start repeating. If I saw jets up close and personal, nothing would look right to me, ever. Ever. It would never look right to me. And I could sit there and nitpick every fucking thing in a movie that's like, nope, that's not how we fly. Nope, that's not. Nope, we would never do this because you get a thrust vector this way and then the planes will crash into each other. Well, no fucking shit, dude. But you know what? It's called a fucking movie, not a goddamn documentary. So what? Did you enjoy it or not? That's my thing on that. There's no respect to that dude because he's a fucking pilot and I'm not. But common sense would tell you, yeah, well, yeah, his experience is a bit different, but this is a fucking movie and he does it in real life. There is going to be a difference. So, in fact, you're not saying shit by saying, hey, there's a difference. Well, no fucking shit. Anyway, I enjoyed the movie. I will want to see it again. I probably won't this weekend, but I would like to see it again. I really would like to see it again. If I was actually dating somebody, I would have took them to see this shit. But being Memorial Day, the long weekend, it might take a hit in the box office because most people I was seeing was going camping. BK Bed Study. Interesting title. Interesting name. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. It was a fun ride. I liked the movie. I was tense in scenes. I was feeling people's performances in some scenes, feeling the emotion coming off the characters. And no, it wasn't all about every fucking character on there. No, it's Maverick's story. It's some Rooster's story, but it's mostly Maverick's story. But then again, like I always remind people, what's the fucking title say? Top Gun Maverick. It doesn't say Top Gun everybody else. The other thing I'll say that there was a time when they were doing production in this movie that Tom Cruise was in my hometown of Richmond. He came to Richmond. He was in the Bay Area. And I remember seeing it in a news report online about Tom Cruise being in the Bay Area and signing autographs because he was in Richmond. I was like, why the fuck is Tom Cruise in Richmond? Trying to get shot? Fuck. And they're like, oh, he's filming something for Top Gun. I was like, what the fuck's he filming in Top Gun? He must be at ILM or something like that. And he just came across the bridge. No big deal, right? It's like, okay, no big deal. I saw the scene that they were filming in Richmond. I saw the scene. So there's a scene in the movie, that's not a spoiler, I don't think, where Tom Cruise and Jennifer Connelly are on a boat. And they're surfing, they're on this boat and they're taking the boat through its paces, right? She's out sailing. That's the word I'm looking for. They're sailing. That scene is on the San Francisco Bay. And there's one tracking shot where they go around and the boat is going away from you and they go around. That background you see, those hills and shit like that, that's Richmond. That's where I'm from. That's Richmond. That's the Richmond waterfront. They're looking and heading towards Richmond. Because if you have a sailing boat, that's where you launch it from. Just telling you. There's a little insider knowledge. So that's what they were filming. They were filming that boat scene. And that's why he was at the Richmond Marina, because that's where he would bring the boat back. Who knew? So I enjoyed the movie. I really did enjoy the movie. I've talked for about an hour about that in a reaction. And one of the things that keeps coming up is that I enjoyed it. I took a lot of notes of things that I liked. I took a lot of notes on things that were fun. And I may do an actual review. I can't promise it because I still got a Doctor Strange review y'all ain't seen. But I will do my best. I've worked 7 days a week, 2 days on call, been at work for 2 days, and this is my first time getting back home to my bed in 2 days. So I'm going to pick up this Mexican food, pick up these enchiladas, make my favorite senorita in here laugh because I ordered the same thing every time. And then I'm going to go home and take a shower and eat these damn enchiladas and have me a michelada and watch some television, do some fun shit. So that's it What we got? 5-3. Y'all got some questions? You can ask them real quick. You got about 3 minutes. 3 minutes. There's a couple of you guys in here because you keep filtering in and filtering out. What did Malika say? Malika said there's a documentary on Val on Amazon. I might have seen that one. I might have seen that one. I can't remember the title of the one I watched on Val Kilmer, but I might have seen that one. I have to check. I'll look, Malika. Thanks for the heads up. Because you know I like documentaries too. Criticizing the CG. What else is fucking new? Eat and rest, brother. Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat. I fucked these dudes up at work today because I was at work for 2 days and gas up here. I told y'all know I live about 30 minutes away from work, right? And gas right now was 6.55 a gallon when I filled up early in the week. I was not driving back and forth on call. That would have that was not tenable. I'm not gonna burn that much gas in bridge toll for the number of calls I got between Wednesday and Thursday. Fuck no. One night I had 8 calls. Uh-uh. No, sir. No, I wouldn't have been burning that gas, so I just stayed at work. But because I stayed at work, I actually bought some like grocery shit. And so today, because I'm going home, I cooked up the rest of the chicken breasts and stuff like that I had in there, so it didn't go to waste because I left it in the fridge to defrost. And a couple of the dudes, some of my coworkers, were sitting in the little break room apartment like area, and I'm cooking that shit up. He's like, man, what the, smells good? What you cooking? You got steaks over there? No, it's just some chicken breasts, just seasoned it and shit. Motherfuckers were skeptical to taste the cooking. They saw me just cook it, but they were skeptical. But one of them, I kept giving a piece. He was loving the hell out of that shit. It's like, it's juicy. Yeah, like it's supposed to be. It's seasoned really well. Yeah, like it's supposed to be. Because only BGS and Dr. Tiasan noticed I was bitching about it the first day I was up there. It's like, man, all these motherfuckers got is like 5 different versions of salt in this bitch. I'm black. We can't have that salt. No. Himalayan kosher sea salt, pink salt. Like, this is too much salt. No, I need some seasonings, not salt. Seasons. Season. Some cilantro, some parsley, some Italian season, something. No, some green shit. Oh, no, not the cubes. So I got one of the brothers. He was eating some of the he was eating some of the breasts I kept giving him. I was just acting like a drug dealer. I'm like, no, you want it. That's okay. The first one's for free. I'm gonna put the rest of these in here, and you can come back and get them. And I fucking left my food there, didn't I? Oh shit. I was in the fridge, just cooked. It'll be there Tuesday. I forgot the shit that I'm talking about right now. Forgot it completely. So I got a cooked fish fillet and a couple of chicken breasts already seasoned and cooked in Tupperware sitting in the refrigerator. One of my other coworkers ain't there. The shit might last. He might not eat the shit. So it might be there when I come back on Tuesday. But that's it. What else you got? Got one, but might be a spoiler, so I'll wait. You got a question, but you'll wait because it might be a spoiler. Okay, you can bring it to Shop Talk Live on Sunday, 11 a.m. on this channel, 11 a.m. Pacific time on this channel. You can bring it there because I'll probably talk about Top Gun again. I definitely talk about Obi-Wan. Definitely got to talk about Ray Liotta passing. Wow, this fuck, dude. I'm telling you that age range, that 50 between 70 and 50 is like no man's land right now. They fucking picking off everybody. They got a fuck. Def got a sniper. Def got a sniper right now. He picking off everybody. Fucking active shooter in the 50 to 70 range. Like, damn it. So, what else we got? All planes were there, just moving closer together. Yeah, address that. Some people heard criticize the CG. Sean said the same thing. Okay, Val is a trooper. He is. Wonder how they're gonna do Okay, no one. They go into that. Shit. They go into that no one when they start talking about the fifth gen fighters, if you know anything about them. And the rig that they designed to shoot this movie fit inside of the cockpit. And I think that's one of the things that Tom Cruise was really trying to show them is how they're shooting this movie. And it was like, I think they're mounted like on the side of the seat. So you're getting that forward looking canopy. So all the backgrounds and stuff like that you'll see in the contrails and shit is real. And you actually see the actor's face the whole time in the frame. Once you see the movie, go back and watch Top Gun and actually pay close attention to how they shoot these scenes. A lot of them, when it comes to, in the first Top Gun movie, when it comes to shooting what's happening in the cockpit, is really close on the actor. You're seeing only a little bit outside of the canopy, right? It's really close. So they can do that shit on a gimbal or whatever the fuck, right? I don't know how they shot it, right? But this one, you're seeing this. You're seeing the whole, damn near the whole cockpit, everything happening outside of them, off to the sides, all that shit. Now, if they're going back and CG and the planes closer together, the fuck you want? So, and what? You're fitting it in a frame. People got to see the shit. It's not like you're in the wide open blue yonder and you can just be spaced out where you need to. You're going to have to do some shit for a movie. I'm gonna get off of that because it's gonna make me sound like I'm really shitting on this dude, and I'm not. I'm not shitting on the dude that gave the commentary. It just seems fucking stupid to me. And yeah, no one, yeah, damn, yeah, it's like Murderers Row up at 50 to 70 right now. Told you all that shit not too long ago with the last dude who passed, and I started putting it together like, damn, it was like 3 in 1 week, and they all about the same age. It's like these motherfuckers in this age group, they calling numbers. Fuck. I'm worried. I'm turning 50 in another year or so. Like, hey, I want to get up there. They taking everybody. Yeah, I know, but most of the fourth gen fighters are one seaters. I mean, the back and forth chemistry between the pilot and the Rio. Yeah, well, that's the thing. The first Top Gun played on that a lot because they're using Tomcats, right? They're using the F-14s. So you have that conversation between the pilot and the Rio. Well, the computer does most of that shit now. That's why the computer does most of it. All those things. And there's a scene in here where it'll show you how much fucking work it is to be in that Rio position. Like, god damn, do you got to memorize all that? I didn't even know that shit was down there. It'll fuck with you. It'll be like, well, thank God for the computer, so we can fly this shit without having to have an extra person in there. For me, if you take out one of the seats, it makes the cost cheaper because you don't have to make the fuselage so big. It's just cutting corners to make the plane cheap enough to produce. And trust me, I love fucking jets. Love jets. Any chance I can get to see them, I'm all over that shit. I took a video not too last week before, that there's gonna be an air show at my job, and I had a fucking Raptor out there and one of them F-35s, and I was like, kid in the candy store, like, had my phone out. I was loving that shit. Loving it. I wish I could have saw the air show. I had to work. Way it goes. But yeah, compare the first Top Gun dogfight cockpit scenes after you've seen this one, and you'll see the difference. You'll see the difference. And the difference amps up the action. It amps up the action. because now you're not cutting away to show what the plane is doing. You seeing what the fucking plane is doing. You in it. You in it with them. So you seeing what's happening. The banks and shit like that. That shit was, woo! That shit was hairy. That shit was hairy. To be able to look at the screen, you're looking at the principal actor, and see out the sides of the windows how actually close to the ground this motherfucker is flying, how fast he's fucking flying. That shit look awesome to me. Oh, I see that shit get charged up. It's like, damn, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. I want to go into the Navy anyway. But I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. I didn't think about you can fly jets in the Navy too. Never thought of that. Oh, I'll say this, no one. If you like the dialogue in the first movie, one of my notes that I made on this movie, the dialogue is good. The dialogue got spice, boy. Motherfuckers got one-liners. Motherfuckers got just deadpan shit. The dialogue I really liked in this because they quit with each other. And there's some funny moments in it where you'll laugh. You'll laugh out loud. You will. Like, oh, shit. Okay. Okay. If y'all who have kids, you'll get some of the other ones. Like, yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Because Maverick don't know it all. He don't. He's learning like they're learning from each other. That's what it means to grow up. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and go get this food and get this drink and get my ass to the house because I'm sweating. It was 105 out here the other day, and now it's down to what? 64. So I'm taking that as a blessing and go wash this sheet of sweat off of my. But thank you guys for coming through, listening to my little rant or my little spiel on Top Gun Maverick. I enjoyed the movie. I would recommend you go see it if you listen to those sort of things. But told you, if you don't like military movies, don't go fucking see it. I don't want to hear your negative critique. I really don't. Well, fuck yourself. Go watch something else. Sure, there's some other shitty show on somewhere you can critique that shit. But if you enjoy guys in movies, if you enjoy jets, if you enjoy action, if you enjoy cinematography, if you enjoy CG, you enjoy a character having a journey and learning as he goes through it and letting the story develop for you, enjoy that. Yeah. I'm ArtisanMc, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.